Hello, Damian. Thank you so much for joining me here today. You're doing okay? It's been a good Sunday for you?
Yeah, it sure has. Hi, Deanna. Thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to chatting about all of our real estate and other career stuff today. It's great.
Thank you. So, if you could just give us a little background, like who you are, where you live, what your current occupation is outside of real estate investing.
Yeah, sure. So I do have a W-2 job. I've been a firefighter for the past 22 years in a big metropolitan city here in the Bay Area in California. We started our real estate business probably around the time of COVID. So around, I think that's 2020.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I have a family. I mean, I've been married 26 years this week. We
Oh,
have four children. They're, a couple of them are grown up out of the house now, and we have still two more in high school. Um, and yeah, we've been trying to really scale our business, our real estate business, because I love it, number one, and I feel like I'm going to be able to do this long after I retire from the fire service. And I'm trying to gain traction and scale and network and meet all these great people like yourself. And hopefully one day we can do some business together.
absolutely. So, how did you join Sub 2? How'd you hear about it? How long ago did you start?
Yeah, so for me, I seem to we were doing well in kind of the basic real estate investing. We started doing fix and flips and doing buy and holds, setting up Airbnbs and midterm rentals for traveling nurses. We were doing really well, but I just couldn't seem to scale. And I felt like there were pieces of the puzzle that I was missing because I got all of my education really from reading books and watching YouTube, watching some of the influencers like Pace and Jerry Norton and Brandon Turner and David Green, watching these guys and trying to learn this system basically all on my own. And I realized I was missing a lot of pieces to the puzzle to really kind of get my business going, gain traction. And I finally decided, I realized that in the beginning of my training, I learned really early on that it was really important to have a mentor.
Hmm.
And a mentor is extremely valuable, not just for the training, but for the access to, the community and his resources. And so I finally took the plunge and I finally said, you know what? I really need to get a mentorship to help me go to the next level. So that's what I did. And I looked around and like I said, I had already been following a lot of these influencers. And I knew that creative financing was going to be a important tool to have in this market environment. I knew that it was going to be essential to close more deals. And so I decided to take that mentorship with Pace. And I tell you, Deanna, I couldn't have been more happy that that was one of the best decisions I've made. Pace's organization, the training, and the access to the community, and being able to meet other like-minded people and so many different professionals in the industry that can help you and want to partner with you has been just phenomenal and really a priceless value on the community itself. And I found that to be super helpful, and I'm so glad I did. And like I said, it allows me to meet people like you, where we both have different skill sets, but we really can come together to be successful in our businesses. We can both really help each other, and I look forward to doing that with lots of people in the community. And it's nice to know that we've all kind of came up the same path and the same, training.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I love the whole vibe of the go-giving mentality, like a win-win, like exactly just partnering up and helping each other grow. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
amazing.
for sure. And just the little extras like Project Forward, right?
Mhm.
That what we're into now. I would have never thought that I would have been doing what I'm doing now for my business. And doing it through pace. I would have never thought that. And look, here we are, growing, getting better, and doing stuff that's really going to affect your business and make you better. Both in you're doing your business stuff and probably just growing and in general.
Awesome. So what has the difference in the community, anything more specific that's been different? Like, because you were already dabbling in the whole real estate investing beforehand. Did it make you like zoom in more, like having an avatar? I'm just curious how it's changed with being in it.
Yeah, yeah. So, I think before I got into the mentorship, I was getting a lot of my deals through wholesalers and looking for deals kind of direct to agent. But once I finally got into the mentorship, I really, you know, figured out that my avatar is kind of a visionary, direct to seller, direct to agent. And right now, we really are pushing agent outreach. As Pace has said, hey, really kind of commit to an avatar for a certain amount of time. And that's what we've been doing. We've been kind of just focusing on agent outreach. And it's been really good so far. We're able to lock down some leads and hopefully close on some deals here soon enough. Uh, but yeah, that was a really important thing, is that I was kind of lost because I wasn't sure. I was almost starting to chase my tail, really, because I was like, I did have a little bit of direct to seller, and then I was going to direct to agent, and then I was looking up wholesalers, and I felt like I was just all over the place.
Hmm.
And like I said, having the mentorship and having the training of just having someone to tell me, hey, settle down and just commit to one path, and you're gonna be okay. And that was really helpful. So yeah, that's what we're doing now, is just basically agent outreach.
Okay.
uh, yeah, for sure.
Makes sense. I had an interview with Elena last week, and exactly that. Like like most of our conversation was about like how you can have more than one avatar, and then but like it's so important to pick one and focus in on it. Like give it everything you have for like whatever 3 to 6 months, and then like if it's not giving you joy, it's not like filling your cup. Okay, go to the next one that you can see yourself being at. So that's
Right.
great advice for someone like it sounds like you were doing and I certainly was doing, like the whole shiny object syndrome, like, oh, everyone's
Yeah.
doing that, let me try
Right.
that, let me
Yeah.
try
Right.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like that can be so easy, especially in the sub two community, because there's so much going on, right? They have, Project Forward, the AI challenge. They got, all this stuff
And
going on, and it's
business
like,
zero down,
yeah, right.
so
Yeah,
much mentorship within a mentorship within a
I
mentorship.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much going on. So yeah, it's good. It's good for me to keep grounded on one and stay focused. And like I said, Deanna, just being able to meet people that
Right.
are in the industry and that are wanting to do the same thing and grow a business and be an entrepreneur. Um, Man, I can't think of any other place where I was making the same amount of contacts and talking to such great amount of people. So yeah, it's awesome. How's your experience been with it?
um Similar but a little bit different. Like I was very lost in the vault, just like trying just taking absorbing content. Honestly, this project forward is really forcing me to like make friends because I felt like I had nothing to attribute because I didn't know real estate investing yet. But this is forcing me just to show up and like, this is who I am. Let's be friends and help each
Right.
other and learn along the way. So
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, it's helping us in different ways.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that does actually bring me to my next question. Who is like, do you have a team built out? Like, what kind of roles, like, what kind of people are on your team if you already have that set in place?
Yeah. So first and foremost, my wife is a big partner in the business. We do a lot of things together. I guess if we're looking at identifying roles, I would be the visionary. She's my integrator.
Nice.
She's fantastic. I don't know how I would survive without her and how we could propel ourselves forward, because really she is the backbone of our business, because she takes care of a lot of the small tedious things that I can't get around to, and making sure, I don't skip any over the paperwork, and also helping still take care of our younger kids, getting them back and forth to school. I don't know how she does it. She's uh, truly amazing. So as far as teams go, yeah, we've built several teams, right? We, depending on what area we work, like right now, we're really trying to get into the or make more acquisitions in Corpus Christi market and the Houston market, and we do have properties there now. So yeah, we usually, try to find someone who's going to be our boots on the ground, which is a good agent, an agent who understands what we're doing, creative finance, or looking for, distressed sellers. And we try to find and make relationships with, a good cleaning staff, with good handymen, good contractors. And so in different areas, yeah, we try to set all of that up and try to network around and build in those areas, because like I said, we're actively reaching out and trying to make acquisitions in those areas. So yeah, it's pretty important to have a team. And our business is kind of family oriented. We have everybody in the family helps. I have 4 children from the ages of 26, 20, almost 21, 16, and 14. And they have all contributed to the business. When we first started our fix, when we first started our fix and flips, I did most of the work, and the kids were always there to help me. And my son has always been there. He's also been a right hand to me. Unfortunately, I lost him to the military. He went to the military when he was 18. But he's able to come back and forth, and I still see him. And I sometimes when he comes home, I do get him out there to work with me still. But yeah, it's good. It's a family business. Everybody's interested. It's great that we can teach our kids something that they can also take, that when we're gone, and be able to continue to build wealth for the family. Yeah.
That's that's great. I love that you're incorporating them in it, and they're so young, and who knows what that will do for them
Yeah.
as they get older.
Right. Right. I hope that they all work in the business full time for me. Yeah.
That's awesome. So
Mm.
is anybody like the closer? Like one of your sons, like the closer, or not necessarily?
No, I think I'm the closer, but I think as far as like hands-on stuff, they get in there like, um, the whole family. In the beginning, in our first few flips, we were doing everything, because I have more of a background a little bit in construction and doing handyman work, and from my W-2 job, I have a lot of experience with working in and around job sites. So my family would always go with me and help me demo a property. If we were doing finish work, or installing floors or tile, they were always right there with me to help me out. And they all learned, even when they were a young age, I had them there grabbing me tools. And now that they're a little older, if we were still working on stuff, they can do all kinds of sorts of tasks at a property to help get it ready. So yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm trying to get them to do more office and more back management work. But we'll see. We'll see. They're all pretty busy too. My older ones are kind of finding their own path.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay. And how are you acquiring these deals? I know you talked about direct to agent, but how would you close the deals? Like, would you do more creative finance or cash offers? Like, how were you acquiring the properties?
so basically, we still look at kind of the three-tiered strategy for a property. If we get we try to connect with as many agents as we can and let them know that we're out here, that we can take all of the trash deals per se. Like, let's say, the zero equity scenario, the properties where they're in pre foreclosure, or, just the stuff that would be a challenge for them to sell conventionally. We reach out to them and follow up with them, and in the hopes that they would call us when they do present, with a seller like that. And so that's how we get our deal. Some of our deal flow comes like that.
Okay.
Yeah, coming from the agent. And as far as when the property comes up, we just do an analysis about, okay, how can we make money from this property? Can we keep it? Number one, because we're trying to build our portfolio, number one. But if it doesn't work, then we look at fix and flipping, and then wholesaling the property. So yeah, we look at several different ways, to make money from the property. It just depends on what the deal is, and
Mm.
we try to have a goal of, if we can have a distressed property, how can, and we make that we make that acquisition, that we can have several exit strategies to offload that property if we had to. So
Okay.
yeah.
Love that. Love that. Very cool. Kind of a separate question, but I am curious because, like we've talked about before, I'm a nurse and I love being a nurse, and I'm like stepping into um, my place in real estate investing. How do you balance like being a firefighter? I believe full time, correct? Like how do you balance that and then getting this off the ground and family time? Like how are you getting it all in?
uh a lot of coffee, a lot of no sleep. No, I'm kidding. You know what? I really take a lot of joy in the work that I do, and I want to be successful, and I want to be, really a successful entrepreneur. So I'm not gonna lie. I work my butt off. Sometimes, it's nice that being a firefighter has a schedule that gives you time to go out and do things like this. But sometimes, I'm on the phone at the firehouse making phone calls when I get a chance.
Okay.
I'm on the computer when I get, every moment, trying to, build content, or maybe I'm emailing and messaging agents or talking to sellers. And then, still managing all of our properties that we do. We still manage them personally. And so I am on the grind every day. I'm on the grind, and I don't let up because I want to be successful. And we have to be results based. And sometimes that means that I don't get that extra day of vacation, or I don't get the day off to, lay around and watch TV, or, but that's okay with me. That's okay. I feel like I have the energy to do that. I feel that that's my, job in my family, is to be a provider and to be able to build this business. And it's just the way I roll. But yeah, it is different, definitely a challenge. And I think for most people, um, yeah, it is. It's definitely a challenge. I try to think of, you know who Jocko Willink is? He was an ex Navy SEAL. He's kind of a motivational speaker now, and
Mm.
teaches, like, goes to companies and teaches them how to be better teams. He basically says, motivation is a temporary feeling. You just have to just get out there and do the work and get the results.
Okay.
No matter what, every day. It's discipline that,
Mm.
allows us to continue to press forward. Have the discipline to get up and have the same routine and just be consistent doing what we do, and we'll be okay. And I think I follow those tenets. I try to, for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge sometimes, because, other sometimes I, definitely want to be doing other things, but I just have to stay on top of my work. And it is what it is. But I think that's really the difference between a successful entrepreneur and someone who just wants to trade time for money,
Mm.
in a regular W2 job.
Mm. Mhm.
I definitely want to break away from that. I feel like I've always kind of wanted to, never knew how, and now I'm getting close to. At least I understand, and I'm just working to do it now. How about yourself? How does that work for you? I know that you said you are helping your father, but you have a full time career too, and I know that that's a challenging career. How does that work for you? How do you feel? How do you do it?
Well, I only work 312s, so it's three
Okay.
days a week. I do my thing in the hospital, and then my 4 days off. Like one day will be my family day, and then I
Okay.
3 days a week I need to do something, talk,
Yeah.
make a connection, listen to a podcast, do something as I develop and grow. And look, like the whole time you were talking, it totally reminded me of something I heard. I think it was Dave Ramsey that said, if you put in like the work now, like work like no one's gonna work today, and you're gonna live like no one else lives tomorrow. Like it
Yeah.
was,
I hope that turns out to be true.
yeah,
Yeah, right. Yeah. I hope he's right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's yet to be seen. So we'll see.
But I love what you said about consistency.
Yeah,
Consistency, absolutely.
definitely consistency and discipline. You have those two things, you
Mm,
can do anything for sure.
those are great tips, even for a newbie like me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, just a couple more minutes of your time. I'm
Sure.
also curious what your goals and vision is specifically for Project Forward.
Yeah. Uh, my goal is twofold. Number one is that we wanted another avenue where we can drive more leads into our pipeline, and we feel like social media is going to be one of those ways. And at the same time, building that and that being our main goal. It's going to be great to generate passive income with social media too. If we can do that, it's just another revenue stream that would be coming in, and that's great. I'm all about passive income, and I'm all about generating revenue streams in any way you can. So I think that's great. Number two is personal growth. I think that I am totally one of those people that I would have my head down and I really would not speak to anybody unless I really had built a relationship of trust.
Hmm.
I could totally go about my business all day long, passing everyone by and not really say a word or have a start up a conversation or make new friends. It's been so long that I've lived that way, especially in my career. I definitely, when I leave the job and have a day off, because of my experiences, I just want to be quiet and peaceful. I don't want to talk to people,
Gotcha.
um, and so, but I know that it's so important to build relationships in this career, right? I mean, it's all about the relationships, the friendships you've made, and working together to make things propel you forward. And so for me, the social media part is just personal growth. It's just going to help me, speak to more people, to be a little more open. And it also is great because it just helps me talk to people in general, right? Even if I can talk to sellers and agents and just be better at
Yeah.
feeling a little more, comfortable and confident speaking to those types of people. This project forward is what is going to help me do that, and so I taken advantage of that. So yeah, hopefully we can meet those two goals and be better and move on to the next thing.
Love that. Love that. That's great. Thank you so much. Everything I'm hearing everything you're saying. It's very aligned with what I'm doing. I love to talk to you more about how we can actually do business together. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I definitely want to, and hopefully we can chat for a few minutes after this is over, and hopefully just carry on and keep building those relationships and continuing to be better.
yeah, absolutely. Always, always striving for being better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How can people find you? What's your handle? Or
Okay, so I'm on mostly on YouTube, and my YouTube name is at capital D Dame Dame, capital G Garcia. So Dame Garcia. Not my full name's Damian Garcia, but my YouTube channel is at Dame Dame Garcia. with a capital G. And our podcast name is called The Late Start Investor. You can also find us there. That's also on our YouTube channel.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I will definitely have to check it out.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I hope you're going to come on my show and the tables will be turned.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Well, have a good rest of your evening. And yes, we can chat a little bit more behind the scenes too.
Absolutely. Yes, 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 ma'am.
Have a good night.
You too.